Imagine for a moment that it is a quiet Tuesday evening in March 2026. You are sitting on your sofa, and in the corner of your eye, you see a figure moving. It isn't a family member, and it isn't a ghost. It's a machine, a slim, metallic, bipedal entity that is currently folding your laundry with the same methodical grace you'd expect from a professional. This isn't a scene from a high-budget sci-fi movie. It is the reality that is unfolding in thousands of homes and pilot programs across the globe right now. We have officially moved past the era of clunky robotics. The robotic winter, that long period where machines could only perform repetitive tasks in cage-protected factories, is over. We are currently living through the great deployment. But how did we get here so fast? And more importantly, is your home next? To understand why we are on the verge of a humanoid in every household, we have to look at the tangible, real-world technology that has hit the market in the last 24 months. Let's start with the name everyone knows, Tesla. The Optimus program has evolved at a pace that has left even the harshest critics speechless. As of early 2026, the Optimus Gen 3 is no longer just a prototype dancing on a stage. Tesla has started integrating these units into their own gigafactories to handle battery cells. But the real kicker is the Home Edition roadmap. Elon Musk has doubled down on the claim that the cost of an Optimus will eventually drop below $20,000. To put that in perspective, that's less than a new Toyota Corolla. What makes Optimus different from a vacuum cleaner is its brain. It uses the same full self-driving computer found in Tesla vehicles. It doesn't need a map of your house. It perceives the world in 3D through its vision system, identifies a sock versus a cup, and understands that if a cat walks in front of it, it needs to stop. This isn't programmed behavior, it's learned neural behavior. When you see Optimus delicately handling a lithium-ion cell or doing a yoga stretch to show off its balance, you're seeing the most advanced actuators and sensors ever put into a mass-produced machine. But Tesla isn't alone. In fact, if you want a humanoid robot right now, you might look toward China. A company called Unitree has completely disrupted the market with the G1 humanoid agent. While others were talking about the future, Unitree started taking orders. The G1 is a marvel of efficiency. It's about 130 centimeters tall, it can fold itself into a compact shape for transport, and it was launched with a starting price of just $16,000. Think about that for a second. $16,000. There are people who spend more than that on a kitchen renovation or a luxury watch. The G1 can run, jump, and even withstand being kicked without falling over. But more importantly, it features force control technology in its hands. It can pick up a delicate piece of bread or use a heavy hammer. It's a developer's dream, but it's also the first real sign that humanoids are becoming a consumer commodity. Then we have Figure AI. If Tesla is the Apple of robotics, Figure is the OpenAI of the physical world. Their partnership with BMW has already seen Figure 02 robots working on assembly lines in South Carolina. But the breakthrough that changed everything for Figure was their integration with large language models. In a famous demonstration that went viral, the Figure robot was asked, "Can I have something to eat?" It didn't just beep, it looked around the table, spotted an apple, picked it up, and handed it to the person while explaining why it chose the apple, because it was the only edible item available. This is what we call Vision Language Action, or VLA models. It means the robot isn't just following a script. It understands context. If you tell a Figure robot, "Clean up the mess in the kitchen," it knows that mess means the spilled cereal on the floor, not the decorative vase on the counter. It can reason. This leap in intelligence is exactly why Amazon has started testing agility robotics, Digit, in their fulfillment centers. Digit is a bit different. It has bird-like legs designed for maximum stability while carrying heavy plastic bins. It's a specialist, but it's proving that robots can work a 10-hour shift without a coffee break, doing the dull, dirty, and dangerous work that humans are increasingly unwilling to do. But why the humanoid shape? Why not just put wheels on a box? The answer is simple. Our world was built by humans for humans. Every door handle, every stairwell, every kitchen cabinet, and every power tool was designed for a creature that is roughly 5 to 6 feet tall with 2 arms and 2 legs. If we want a robot that can truly help us at home, It has to be able to navigate a world full of obstacles that were never meant for wheels. It has to be able to reach the top shelf and bend down to clear the drain. This brings us to the domestic dream. What will these things actually do for you? Let's get specific. In 2026, we are seeing the rise of skill sets. Think of these like apps for your robot. You might buy a Laundry Pro skill set that teaches your humanoid how to identify different fabric types, read care labels, and use your specific brand of washing machine. Or perhaps a sous chef skill set. We already have the Moly robotic kitchen, which is a set of ceiling-mounted arms that can cook thousands of recipes. But a humanoid is better because it can move from the fridge to the stove and then to the dining table to set the plates. Imagine coming home to a house that is always at a baseline of clean. The floors are vacuumed, the dishwasher is emptied, and the clutter is organized. This gives the average person back about 2 hours of their day. That's 14 hours a week. Basically an entire waking day every week that you get back to spend with your children, on your hobbies, or just resting. This is the true return on investment for a personal robot. Now, let's talk about the demographic wall we are hitting. This is a topic that doesn't get enough attention. Globally, the population is aging at an unprecedented rate. In countries like Japan, Italy, and South Korea, there are more people leaving the workforce than entering it. We are running out of caregivers. This is where companies like Aptronic and their robot, Apollo, come in. Apollo is designed to be friendly. It has a face that can communicate emotion and a torso designed to assist with mobility. A humanoid robot in the home of an elderly person can be a literal lifesaver. It can detect a fall instantly. It can ensure that heart medication is taken at exactly 8:14 a.m. It can help someone with limited mobility stand up from a chair. But beyond the physical, there is the psychological. While a robot isn't a human, having a responsive, intelligent entity in the house can drastically reduce the feeling of profound isolation that many seniors face. It's a 24/7 companion that never gets tired of hearing the same story twice. However, we have to address the elephant in the room, the cost and the transition. Right now, in 2026, we are in the early adopter phase. Much like the first mobile phones that were the size of a brick and cost a fortune, these first-generation home robots are for the tech-savvy and the wealthy. But the robot-as-a-service model is changing that. Some companies are now offering lease programs where you can have a humanoid in your home for $500 a month. It's like a car lease, but for a butler. As production scales, the general-purpose robot will become the standard. We won't have a separate machine for mowing the lawn, a separate one for vacuuming, and a separate one for security. We will have one platform that does it all. A robot like the Phoenix from Sanctuary AI is a great example of this. They are focusing on Carbon, their AI control system, which aims to give robots human-like intelligence across a vast range of tasks. They've already demonstrated the robot performing over 100 different chores with incredible precision. But with all this physical power comes a massive responsibility regarding privacy. Your robot will see everything. It will know where you keep your valuables, it will hear your private conversations, and it will have a 360-degree map of your sanctuary. This is the new frontier of cybersecurity. In 2026, the big debate isn't just about the hardware, it's about local versus cloud. Do you want your robot's brain to live on a server owned by a giant corporation? Or do you want it to process everything locally inside the robot's own chest cavity? The most successful companies will be the ones that can guarantee that what happens in the house stays in the house. There is also the fear of dehumanization. If we have robots to do everything, will we become lazy? Will we lose the satisfaction of manual labor? Or will we finally be free to pursue higher callings? Throughout history, every time a machine has replaced a human muscle, we have found something more complex and creative to do with our time. The washing machine didn't destroy our lives, it gave us the weekend. The humanoid robot will do the same, but on a much larger scale. We are also seeing the emergence of personalized robots. Not just in function, but in form. Startups are already looking at customizable skins, different voice profiles, and even personality settings. Do you want a robot that is strictly professional and silent? Or do you want one that cracks jokes and has a bit of wit? We are moving toward a future where your robot feels less like an appliance and more like a part of the household fabric. So, where does this leave us? We are currently at the knee of the curve. The progress we will see between now and 2030 will likely dwarf everything we've seen in the last century. We are moving toward a world where the cost of physical labor drops to near zero. When you can have a machine that can build, clean, and maintain for the price of electricity and a monthly software subscription, the very structure of our economy changes. In the near future, not having a humanoid robot will seem as strange as not having a smartphone or an internet connection today. You'll look back at the 2010s and early 2020s and wonder how we ever managed to find the time to do all those menial tasks ourselves. The technology is real, the companies are funded, and the robots are already walking. The question is no longer, can we build them? The question is, are we ready for them? We are about to find out. Because very soon, there will be a knock at the door, and on the other side will be the last assistant you'll ever need to hire. If you found this deep dive into the state of 2026 robotics insightful, there is so much more to explore. I can break down the specific battery technologies that are allowing these robots to work for 8 hours straight, or we could look at the universal basic income debates that are currently happening in response to this robotic revolution. Would you like me to focus on the technical specs of the top 5 robots currently available, or should we look at the most unusual ways people are already using them in their homes?